Hey folks, and welcome back. So 6.2 has been out for a couple of weeks now, and I just thought I'd give a quick rundown on what I think of the content that's there so far, and particularly have a look at the reps that are required to get flying in 6.2.x whenever that is due out. So first up, we'll go through the reps that you have to go through to get your flying in the next patch. First up is the Saberon. This is basically a straightforward grind if you want to treat it as such. You can just grind out mobs. Each mob will give you 30 rep with the Saberon. And each mob has round about 1 million health, just short of and just over 1 million health. So it will take you to be in a decent group if you want to get fired through this quickly. You can do it in a good group in a few hours. I wouldn't recommend going over maybe 6 or 7 people in a group, because after that the rep gains start dropping massively. They go from like 30 rep per mob to like 6 rep per mob, and it just becomes not worth it. Eventually, if the group size becomes too big, then you just don't get any rep whatsoever for killing mobs. But if you don't want to do the grind, there is a weekly quest that's given by this guy. Now, all these reps I'm talking about do have the plus 20% faction bonus with the level 3 trading post. So if you don't have that, get that if you want to get this done ASAP. But as I was saying, this guy gives you a weekly quest called Rumble in the Jungle. You have to kill 3 of these guys. You buy totems from that guy or stand about here, and eventually you'll get all 3 getting summoned eventually. And killing all those once per week gets you 4,200 rep. Now, back in Volmar or Landswatch, there are NPCs that will give out a daily quest. It's either Nimi Brightcastle in Volmar or Parvink in Landswatch. And the quest is called Tooth and Claw. It's basically to gather 100 teeth from killing random mobs around Tanan Jungle. Fairly quick to do, especially if you get a bunch of beasts and group them up and AoE them down. That daily gives 1,800 per day. It's up. So even if that rep quest was coming up once per week, that is still 6,000 rep per week you're going to be getting without doing the grind. So you can realistically do this grind in about 4 weeks without grinding mobs at all. And you can do it in a few hours if you get yourself a good group and just grind it out. The next one up then is Order of the Awakened. This is the easiest one. There's just one daily quest for this, and that's it. It's just to pick up 10 Felipexis crystals from either spawned nodes in the world or from rares. Any of the rares will count, so any of the low health ones or the major ones like Doomroller or Vengeance, make sure you're killing those and picking up your Felipexis crystals from them. 10 is needed, and that will get you 1,800 rep per day. So that will take roughly about 2 weeks to get to Revered. Then the final rep is Vol'jin's Headhunters for the Horde. Here you have to do a bit of faffing about. There is a table quest initially that's given by Draka. You get that done, you come back, you hand that in, and then the guy behind her gives you 2 other quests. One is to finish off 2 other bonus objective areas, and then the other is a standard kill collect quest. You get those done, and they will give you about 1,200 rep per day as well. So Hellfire Citadel came out with 6.2, and so far we're around about 9 out of 13 in normal mode. And it's not a bad raid, it's actually pretty decent. Still do not agree whatsoever with the item level ramp up, because after about 4 weeks you are going to completely invalidate the first half of the raid. There is a skip mechanic in the raid that Khadgar can give you after killing Gorefiend 4 times in a row, and that will allow you to basically skip to or past Gorefiend, therefore basically skipping the first half of the instance. I suppose it's good if you're on farm and you don't need the gear from the first half of the instance, but that was deliberately obsolesced by the fact that the gear in the first half of the instance is lower item level than the second half, and it's built-in obsolescence, which I don't really agree with. But the raid itself is pretty decent. The bosses are varied and there's some good mechanics. It's better for me because I have actually switched mains. I've switched from my prop paladin to my hunter now. So I am now main specking DPS hunter in Mark spec. And it's a lot more fun than doing the standard switch on X amount of stacks of standard tank debuff, because tanking had just got really samey, same old. After doing it for 6.5 years, I just got tired with it, bored with it. Nothing was really challenging, even the harder difficulty levels, so I just thought, fuck it, I'll go DPS and get a bit more fun, because Warlords as a whole, not that much fun on the surface. So get your fun where you can. If you are going for all the rares in Tanan Jungle, once you get to Revered with the Order of the Awakened, I highly recommend you pick up the Master Hunter's Seeking Crystal. This will cost you altogether around about 5,100 gold, and what it does is it has a 15-minute cooldown, and it will basically teleport you directly to any random rare within the entirety of Tanaan Jungle. Now, there is a special mob that you need this crystal for. That is Zemmercall, and he is the mob you need to kill if you want to get yourself the Predator title. He can only be found if you are exalted with the Order of the Awakened, if you have killed all the rares for Jungle Stalker, and you need to use that Master Hunter Seeking Crystal in order to get to him, because he is in an area that you won't be able to get to otherwise. So far, 6.2... having done the Tanaan Diplomat and finished off everything I need to do for flying, 6.2 at this point wasn't too bad. The reps overall were pretty easy. The two that were gated were fairly quick and painless. Vol'jin's Headhunters, or the Alliance equivalent, it was more of a pain than the other one because it basically involved doing 3 bonus objectives per day. But if you're trying to rack up the Apexis crystals to get yourself the mount from the Order of the Awakened, the one that costs 150k, it's recommended that you do that anyway, because you're going to need the Apexis crystals if you want to get that mount ASAP, or if you're looking to get yourself 695 gear from the same vendor, get the Empowered Fell Apexis fragment to basically boost the 650 Baleful gear that you get off mobs, boost it up to 695, which will be good enough to get you at least into normal Hellfire Citadel in LFG. So 6.2 is not too bad so far, but I do foresee that when everybody has the reps done, they've got all their Apexis Crystal toys and mounts, etc., and they're completely overgearing the content, and 695 gear won't do them at all, it will become just dead. It'll become barren content again, and it won't last the pace. The raid, I do foresee lasting for at least 3 to 4 months before it becomes same old, same old. After a few weeks, we were very nearly done with normal and about to move into heroic. And I don't see heroic taking us 6 months to clear. So if the rumours are correct that the next expansion is actually due out in June of 2016 to tie in with the movie, I could see this becoming another Siege of Orgrimmar. Another 12 months with the same raid tier, the same outworld content. And it's just going to become a nightmare. Especially if you're a non-raider. After a few weeks, your content is going to be done if you're not a raider. And I cannot see the content that is there lasting for what is potentially going to be a full year from release. Anyway, that's what I thought of 6.2 and the various reps. I will do a couple more videos probably over the next week or so. So keep an eye out for those. But until next time, cheerio.